Voila! One abandoned farmhouse. Good evening guys, and welcome to us here on a freezing cold, bitter night. It is it the 8th of January? I believe it's the 8th of January. I've come straight from work, picked up Paul, Adventures of Paul, who always goes with me on these little excursions. We had the plan of doing some haunted stuff around Linford Manor, but looking around on Google, there's some places I've seen that have been derelict and abandoned. And recently I've seen someone to gain access to this place, so I thought it's better to get it in now rather than miss the opportunity. So we find ourselves, I'm just going to turn around and say Northamptonshire. We're just north of Olney, near the Bozat area, if you know that. That's as far as we go. We're not going to give you exact location, but there is, this might give it away, rumours of a headless horseman that frequents the junction of where this place is. That's all I'm going to turn around and say. I looked into that, can't find any details, to be honest with you, that turn around and had any spookiness to this. But anyway, let's go and explore this abandoned property. Right, we have an open back entrance and we are in. Right guys, we're inside the property. Let's go down this way first. This is an old kitchen area. Very damp and dreary. Old oven, cabinets, kitchenette. Imagine this might have been a dining area. Very, very tiny inside. And it's been abandoned for a while because the paint is flaking. Windows broken. Still net curtains up though. Old style switches on the door there. A very, very old fireplace. And some old cupboard storage spaces. We've got to be very careful where we tread. Yep, just as I thought. Other people have been in the area and they turned around and said they'd seen soil. And the reason why they've seen soil, as you can see there, that's lighting equipment. This is soil. This has been a grow house. So there's been a lot of growing of your herb, your marijuana in here. As you can see all the way up them stairs. How far we're going to get around this property, I don't know. But we just thought, out of the blue, let's do a little vlog. Rotten as a pear though. Hello Ted, how are you? Look at that floor. And you ask your question, is this damp or have they had a fire? That looks like someone's tried to burn. But then again, it could be damp. It has got a damp smell to it. You have to forgive me with a torch. That's the only light that we've brought. We would have liked to have come here during daylight, but the needs meet the must. Look at that poor old character. And they've used the old cupboards and doors. I'd say this is probably a farmer that's done that. Boarded up the area. Let's see what we've got upstairs. I've got Adventures of Paul with me, as I've said before. We always do these things together, just for safety in numbers, etc. Looks like there's been a mixture of ripping these floors out to maybe get the copper work out, or was that done to put in your cable work, etc. These are your telltale signs. They'd hang these down. We see this one was at Travis Perkins, the one in Fenny Stratford. So be very ginger where I walk. And they'll put that plastic sheeting up all around. So this will keep your your light burning bright, so to speak. And they probably would have lived here as well while the grow was happening. And then as soon as that had been finished, they were off out of here with probably a half decent sized crop as well. Look at that old fireplace. It certainly had some lovely features back in the day. So I'll watch my steps because there is no floor left. Just a couple of beams. I'll make my way through anyway. You have to forgive the sniffing as well. I'm starting to thaw out because it was absolutely bitterly freezing cold outside. It's not the biggest of places. Never fireplace here. See that? That's your abstraction. The suck out probably your smell, etc. I'm only assuming that, of course. I don't know for sure. If you're into growing the herb, you'll know exactly what that's for. I did notice a water butt outside as we made our way here. Be very gentle on this floor. Apart from the certain areas, it is solid. Now, how long would this have been derelict? Because that is some serious damp. And all these rods, the marijuana would have grown up that. All these things could be happening in plain sight throughout the country, and you just never know. They're not too bad, mate. So that's just Paul asking what the stair condition is. These are your grow bags, more of your peat compost mix. I would turn around and say this has probably got raided. The police have come in, taken everything away. Or they've just got their crop, harvested and disappeared to somewhere else. And these bedding bits is because they would have slept on site. Let's see about the lamp. Pretty cool. Toilet area absolutely ran with these boxes as well. And of course they've all been taken, gone somewhere else. Got here. That was our way in. There's not a great deal to see, to be honest with you guys. It just is truly fascinating, the industrialness of the guys that do this, put it all together. It certainly wasn't even double glazed. Yeah, use a lot of good, the old security light. Well, it's not going to be our best and not going to be our worst. Let's put it that way. But it's content. And we start the year as we mean to go on. One of the strangest things about this place is that the rooms are tiny, whereas old farmhouses you'd expect them to be quite big. There were some lovely fireplaces on show though. And the old staircase was in pretty good nick before it got done as well. The grounds has other bits and pieces. What will be in them I don't know. Everything looks pretty much, I guess you could say, derelict. because it's more the tubing used. And then here, just an old storage cupboard, more of your grow bags in there. Some sort of outbuilding, maybe a shed. Well, it was an old farm, so it could be anything. But we'll have a look. See if there's any content in here worth filming. Some sort of, I'd say, old farmer's barn. Wow, that's an old bread oven. I'm sure it is. Sure, that's an old bread oven. So this would have been originally some sort of living quarters. Look at that old bath. Converted barn, maybe, possibly. We got here. Poor old character.
That's a good bath, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it just? Yeah, I'm trying to work out whether this would have been. See, you can see that would have been something that animals would have eaten out of. And the old people with their grow stuff would have been in here as well. And someone has been in here with Christmas ornaments. Well, it is still the festive season. Or kind of, we're into the new year now. And that is what it's all about, folks. This is a pile of old weed. It's still got the smell to it,
Yeah.
but well past its use by date, unfortunately. Probably sat here for months. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining myself and Adventures of Paul. He's hiding around the back there somewhere. We have had a reasonably good time. It's a very, very small property, to be honest with you, but it's good to make a start. First, to be honest with you, abandoned place we've done in total darkness.
Yeah.
But it's been okay. It's been okay. It may spur us on to do more at night. We do prefer it during the day because you have the safety factor. Floors are a bit sketchy in there. Not the biggest of places, but anyhow, it is what it is. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll be back with Rachel on Saturday, back with Adventures of Paul on Tuesday, where we'll probably catch up with the spooky stories I was going to do from Great Linford Manor tonight. They'll come next week. You don't mind doing that, do you?
No.
So with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the movies. Bye for now.